Welcome back to another episode of Down to the Wire here on the SGHS Sports Stream, the podcast that breaks down the players, coaches, games, and everything in between when it comes to our local high school sports teams. We are fueled up and ready to go thanks to our friends at Ciro's Family Restaurant, the hometown spot where great food and good company always goes into overtime. Now let's get down to the wire. First, we're going to give a quick update before we get into the players, the podcast of this episode. We will first go into our sports teams, first starting off with our Dragons girls golf. They opened up their season Tuesday at Farmington and finished first place out of 7 teams, so congrats to them. Match medalist was Eleanor McClin with a 38. The girls were out again yesterday at the St. Pius tournament and came home with another first place finish. The action will continue today where the Dragons go back to Farmington for another match. So good job, girls, on a great week so far, and good luck today in Farmington. If you're wondering, we are recording this on September 4th. So this is as updated as September 4th. The varsity football team opened their season at home, defeating the St. Vincent Indians last Friday by a score of 49-35. This Friday, the Dragons travel to University City. For those attending the football game this Friday at University City, the game will start at 6. They have a clear bag policy if you plan to attend. The only students allowed to attend are University City and St. Gen students. Each student must provide a school ID at the gate if you plan to get in. The gate is cashless. Tickets can also be purchased at the gate with a credit or debit card. Congratulations to the varsity volleyball team on a second place finish last weekend out of 8 teams at the Hillsborough tournament. The girls went 3-1-1 on the day. Shout out to Emma Gegg and Emmy Brown on being named to the all-tournament team at the Hillsborough tournament. The girls captured another victory yesterday, defeating St. Paul in 3 sets. So great job, girls. The girls finish out the week today, September 4th, at home against Jefferson R7, so good luck to the ladies. And last but not least, our high school cross-country team is at St. Vincent today at 5 p.m., so good luck to all our cross players. Now, we will jump into the down to the wire part. I have 2 very special guests here, 2 senior football players. I'm your host, Alex Bosler, but I will let themselves do their introduce.
I am Luke Ferranto. I play quarterback and safety at high school for the Dragons.
My name is Paul Taylor. I play O-line and D-line for Ste.Genevieve.
Great introduction, boys. Now we're just going to jump into the first question I got here for you guys. So obviously, when you look back on your career when you guys are done, how have you guys grown the most from when you were even in the middle school, elementary days impact to what you are as today as a player and as a person?
You know, I started playing football when I was in the 2nd grade for impact. I was 8 years old. And, you know, when you're that young, you kind of just do what you're told, but you don't understand why you're supposed to block this guy. Why are you supposed to do this? Why are you supposed to do that? You don't really take in the deeper level of what you're being taught. And then once you get to middle school and high school, our coaches here really push what happens outside of football. Like, we obviously want to win football games. We obviously prepare all summer and that previous week to win those games. But our coaches really push the deeper meaning of football and why you need to take some of these values outside of football and apply them to later in life.
Yeah, and I second what he said. They really do push on, you know, taking care of yourself and your life and kind of growing not only as a football player and a student, but also as a man and figuring out what lessons they teach you on the field and in the locker room, how those translate into later on in life whenever you have a family of your own and kids of your own and you're passing down those values to those kids. As for football, I only started playing in middle school, so I never really had a connection with the game. And then I started playing again sophomore year, and then, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a great explanation. You guys go into the coaches and kind of how it's been throughout all your years. Like you said, Paul, you just started in middle school, so it's like it's a different game. Like Luke said, played impact every level. It's a higher pace, higher level that you have to get to be able to compete at the highest level. And I think you guys have all grown as a person and individually. Like, being leaders out there is very important, and that starts at a young age, right? Your coaches do a great job of teaching you those kind of habits that help you later in life. So as we talk about kind of our teammates and coaches, what is kind of the relationship that you have with your teammates, especially since this is your senior year and all the seniors are going to go with you? Like you said, Luke, you've played with all these seniors for however long you have. And Paul, you have been playing with these guys too. So what is kind of that bond you guys have between the teammates and the coaches?
Yeah, you know, we've all been going to school together for, you know, this is going to be our 13th year together. We've been playing football since we were little or in middle school or whatever it is. But it's more than just being a team and coming to school and playing football. We practice all summer long. It sucks. There's long days, long lifts, hot practices, and that really builds a connection together between the team whenever you do hard things like that. Whenever things are easy, you guys don't really build a connection there. But whenever you guys are going through hardships together, that's really what bonds a team together. And I feel like it's more of a brotherhood or a family than just a football team that goes out there on Friday nights.
Yeah, like Luke said, I mean, personally, I feel like most of these guys are my brothers, and I genuinely feel a connection to these people. And even coming into it late, like I knew some of the guys, I knew probably 50-60% of the team, but even then, the other 40, I didn't really know them. I didn't really have a connection to them. But being around them and going through these hard times with them and really putting our heads down and working together and just figuring out what kind of people we are has really just brought us all together, and feel like that camaraderie is really going to lead to a more successful season than we've seen in the past couple of years.
Yeah, that's a great point that you guys go into, that how the chemistry that you guys have been playing with each other so long can kind of impact, like you said, Paul, can impact like how this year can be played. Like when you talk about chemistry as a team, it's more than just on the field, it's also off the field. So when you can go out and to eat with each other, do certain games with each other, like that helps camaraderie, builds chemistry, and helps just overall just the funness, I guess, of your team and going out there and playing. So as we talk about kind of the class of 2026 for football seniors, obviously you guys are both seniors, we went into that, but how do you guys want to be remembered, right? How do you want other people to talk about you when you leave this place and the coaches and family members, grandparents, families come back to this beautiful high school we have? How do you guys want to be remembered?
Yeah, the senior class every year obviously changes a lot. It depends on what kids you have, what values they hold, and what they really stand for in the school. And playing football is more obvious. It's just more than playing on Friday nights. You have to install in the younger kids the values that you've learned as you've gotten older. And the longer that you pass that down, the wiser they'll become and the better this football program will do.
Like Luke said, I mean, the further you pass it down, the more important it becomes. And I still remember the senior classes from last year and whenever I first started playing sophomore year, and those guys still have a special place in my heart. And, I still remember certain things they would do during practice that necessarily probably can't talk about on here. But,
yeah,
guys like Jake Schweigert, for example, he impacted this program in a huge, huge way. He's taught everybody on this offensive line so much, and just the traditions he's brought to the team and just everything. He's really made being a St. Gen Dragon really something special.
Yeah, that's a great point. You talk about kind of the people that have helped you become what you are today. What's kind of the biggest lesson that you're trying to teach these younger players, right? These freshmen, these sophomores coming in, they really just trying to get their feet wet on the junior varsity and the varsity level. So what are you kind of trying to help them with as a person and as a player?
As a player, I think it's very important to just watch, whether that's the guy in front of you taking a rep or whether that's a coach doing something. Just watching what you're supposed to do will put you in the right place and send you down the right track. If you're just standing around, not really doing much, looking off at the clouds or whatever, you're not really learning anything. Taking visual reps, whether that's in football, in a classroom, at your job, whatever, that's one of the most important things you can do. And as a person, I think these kids need to realize that these 4 years are really short. After these 4 years, you're on your own. And these 4 years are some of the most fun years you can have throughout your life. But what you learn here is what you take in your adulthood.
I think that one of the most important lessons that we try to pass down, or me personally, I try to pass down, is no matter how many times you get hit, punched in the mouth, whatever, you get back up and you keep trying and you keep giving your full 100% effort, no matter what you're doing. Just keep on trucking, keep on keeping on.
Yeah, that's a great point. You guys both go into kind of how you just keep on going, and like you said, Luke, once like these 4 years are done, like they're done. You ain't gonna be able to come back and play high school football. And I know, like I play too, but you guys will admit, like the coaches preach that. Like once you're done, like you're done. Like you better not take this for granted, because like this is all you got. So like when you go out there every single play for your brothers, and just go out there and play your hardest every single time, no matter what.
You're watching the SGHS Sports Stream, Brought to you by Ciro's Family Restaurant. For over 30 years, Ciro's has been serving the best pizza, pasta, and suds in St. Genevieve. Grab a table, sit outside, or pre-order for curbside pickup. Ciro's Family Restaurant, downtown St. Gen's oldest family restaurant and a proud sponsor of SGHS Sports. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus.
Now, you guys are seniors, obviously, so you guys are about to graduate. What are some of the plans that you have for after football, right? After, we know some of you guys, we know, Paul, you do track, Luke, you do baseball. We know those seasons will come up, but what are your guys' plans to do after you graduate St. Gen High School?
Yeah, I would like to get a football scholarship to go to a 4-year university, but obviously I need a backup plan, and I'm enrolled in the A+ program, which I would get 2 years of junior college or community college for free. So I'd get my general studies out of the way, and it'd be free. Or if I do get an academic scholarship to go to a 4-year university, I could also look into that too. But I definitely want to go into school after I graduate, and I'd like to pursue physical therapy or sports medicine.
Right now, for me, the plan is to email some bigger schools during the winter, ask them to watch me this track season, see if I can maybe pull a athletic scholarship out of that. If by chance that doesn't happen, plan on attending a 4-year university, kind of like Luke. I don't really have a major lined up right now. We're just going to see where that goes. But, everything's going to turn out good. Always does.
Yeah, that's great points you guys go into. It looks like you guys both kind of want to do the sports route, but you guys will each have a backup plan, which is something that everybody should take in. If you have a plan, have another plan to follow it just in case something goes wrong, kind of like a plan A, plan B. Now, what's kind of the biggest life lesson you guys will take from football to when you go into those 4-year universities, right? The coaches preach so much throughout the year and throughout the summer and throughout all the years that what are you guys going to kind of take from that and transfer it over to when you are an adult, you're a man, you're ready to take on your own life?
I think the biggest thing that has stuck with me through high school is battling through adversity. And in football, you battle through adversity every single day, whether it's hot or whether if you're having a physical practice and you get hit over and over and over again. In a game, you get hit over and over and over again. You have to be able to get back up after that. You can't just stay down and feel sorry for yourself. And after these 4 years, let's say you go off to college and you fail an exam. You can't just pout about it. You got to do something about it. You got to study. You got to retake the test, whatever. And if you have a job and you get demoted, you don't get that raise, you don't get promoted, whatever it is, you have to be able to get back up after that. You can't just sit around and feel sorry for yourself. You have to be able to battle through adversity.
Biggest thing I think I'm going to take with me after this year wraps up is, dive in, experience things. That's how you learn, but have a plan ultimately. Because I feel like if you just walk through life willy-nilly, not really having a plan and just kind of parading around doing whatever you want, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to grow as a person. You're not going to contribute to the overall well-being of the world and yourself. So experience stuff, fail, make mistakes, but learn from them and have a plan.
Yeah, those are great points you guys go into about kind of what football means to you guys and what will you take from football, right? The coaches, and I went into this earlier, but coaches and us players, like we preach so much throughout the year, you almost forget it all, but there's always that one thing that just clicks and you'll remember it forever, wherever you're at in life. So that is just ultimately great ideas from both of you. So we're going to kind of go into more of, I wouldn't say the more fun questions, but interesting, exciting questions about kind of your career and, some questions about some teammates. So what is kind of, obviously you guys, Paul, I believe you've played 3 years of football, if I'm correct.
Yep.
And then Luke, you've played obviously all 4. What is kind of the most memorable game or play that you'll remember throughout your whole high school career? And we still have some career left senior year, so maybe if we win a district championship, that'll be the most memorable career. But we'll go what they're based off right now.
Yeah, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. I mean, we still have a lot of the season left. But so far, my most memorable moment is beating Central in the regular season my sophomore year. And going into that game, we did not have a good record against Central in the years coming up to that game. And I kind of remember eating that meal before the game and going through our walkthrough, something was just kind of different. And we go on the field, we score first drive, and everybody's excited. And you could just kind of feel that something was going to be different in that game. In that game, we built on top of each other. Whenever somebody had good play, everybody was there congratulating him. Whenever somebody else had a good play, everybody was there congratulating him. And that game, I wouldn't say it turned around our program, but it kind of lit a fire in us. I think beating a team that has just beat us over and over and over again kind of showed us that if we just put our minds to something and we stay determined and we work at it, you can do a lot of great things. You can do a lot of great things.
Yeah, that game's definitely up there with me too. That one, God, that game was so much fun.
Hot topic.
A game that stands out to me particularly is Dexter's sophomore year and Dexter's senior year, because Dexter's sophomore year, we had just finished up the season. We just played Fredericktown, and we were kind of down because we had a couple injuries, and we had one ejection that game.
We won't go into that.
But we went down to Dexter, and before this, I'd never even heard of Dexter. I didn't know who they were, where they were. I was just on the bus doing what people told me to do. And we get down there, and we start playing, and obviously going into a football game, your mindset is you're going to win. You have to win. Your priority is to win. Anything you do is to win the game. And so we get down there, and we're playing, and then all of a sudden, it's fourth quarter, and the score is like what? One apart. It's 26, 27, 27, 28, something like that.
Yeah, we were up by 1 point.
And I think they had the ball. And the seniors were all nervous. They were all biting their nails because this was one of the closest games we've ever played. So we're playing, and then it's fourth quarter, and then it's like the last drive of the game. And my guy pushes off me, and I'm chasing the quarterback in the backfield. And the seconds are winding down, and I hear yelling everywhere, and then everything just goes silent. And he throws the ball, and it's kind of like Central was that last play. Mm-hmm. Everything just goes quiet in the stadium. You could hear a pin drop. It was silent. And then the receiver misses the ball, and the buzzer sounds. And then next thing you know, we're going to a district championship.
Yeah, I think to build off what Paul said, I think that Central game was dang near the same scenario. I think we were up by maybe 3 points, 2 points, 1 point, 4 points, whatever. And Central had the ball, and they were about on the 50. And remember, they heaved the ball up, Hail Mary basically, and the crowd was absolutely silent. You could hear a pin drop. I mean, nobody was talking, nothing. And as soon as the ball hit the ground, it was like
erupted.
The crowd erupted. I remember all the seniors were so excited. Everybody was hugging each other. They were throwing their helmets. They were like, there were cleats flying everywhere. There was backflips going on. It was ridiculous. But yeah, it's just you could obviously tell that game meant a lot to those seniors and obviously everybody else around the team.
Yeah, I remember you guys. I wasn't playing football at the time, but I remember going to that Central game and you guys talking about the Dexter game that Paul's talking about. But those games, like, they mean something different. Like, not just for the players, but the fans. Like, you could tell the excitement by the fans for both games is just at a different level. And yes, it's like because it's the district tournament, but like it's different when like there's a higher stakes. You know how much it means to their kids out there. Like, those are parents out there that are cheering their kids. They want them to succeed. And it was just an awesome 2 games. And there's been so many great moments throughout these guys' careers, but those 2 really stick in the heads for these 2.
Yeah, and kind of just building off that, I feel like these past few years have really brought a fire back to this program, not just the program, the community as a whole, because a lot of these kids, their parents played back in the glory days or the golden age or whatever you want to call it. But a lot of those parents played, and I feel like, through the early 2000s, 2010s, it was kind of just died down, you know what I mean? And it just, these past few years have really given people hope for something greater. And I feel like that's coming.
I think one of the big things here is what Coach Pope has done for this program. Coach Pope came in, I remember his first year was our 8th grade year. And before that, the few years before that were kind of shaky, whatever. And I remember he came in and beat Festus. And I think like 8 of those guys on both sides of the ball were going to play college ball. And we had no business beating that team. But Coach Pope came in. We beat that team, and I think the worst record we've had in the past 4 years has been 7-5. And Coach Pope does a tremendous job at running this team and making sure everything's fluid and everybody's on the same page. I think Coach Pope is huge part of the recent success of the program.
He's really made this team his life. He posts the schedule throughout the week, and every single day has something under it, whether it's an ice bath, I walked in Saturday after the game last week, and I go and take an ice bath, and I go and find him. He's in his office already scouting for U-City. He's watching film. He's putting notes on there. He has devoted his life to this team and this program, and that's just something you don't see everywhere.
Yeah, he's a big shout out him in general, but like all the coaches too. We know how much all these coaches put in the time, put in the work, and it's just a tremendous effort that all of them do. And like I know these two and myself, but like the whole team like wants to give them a shout out. Like we wouldn't be anywhere near who we are without them. Like they put in all the time. Like just like Paul said, like these guys put in work over the weekend. They have kids, they have families that they could be playing with, but like they are putting in the work for us so that we could just.
You're watching SGHS Sports Stream, home of the Dragons. Want more Dragon sports action? It's easy. Just scan the QR code on your screen to jump straight to live coverage, podcasts, blogs, and highlights. And while you're there, make sure to hit subscribe on our YouTube channel so you never miss a game. From football to basketball, softball, baseball, wrestling, and more, SGHS Sports Stream brings the action to you, live and on demand. Stay connected with your Dragons, only on SGHS Sports Stream. Well, welcome to all our viewers out there who've turned in to see our live broadcast of today's game. St. Genevieve Dragons take on the visiting 3-1 Park Hill Rebels. Park Hill's only loss comes last week against St. Dominic in a 42-21 tournament play. They have blown out Fredericktown and Owensville, but played a nail-biter against Jefferson R7, escaping a 21-20 victory. St. Genevieve rolls into tonight's contest with a 4-0 record. This will be St. Gen as they are coming off their own saga against Solid Potosi team, who looked to have had the win in the bag last week with just a minute and 56 left to play in the game. St. Gen managed to steal the victory out of the hands of fate, scoring a long ball to Ethan Ottens to take the final lead 25-24. Let's take a look at tonight's matchup. Starting with Park Hills. The Rebels come into today's game at 3-1. They are averaging 30.5 points per game and allowing an extremely stingy 15.5 points a game. Players to look for in tonight's contest, Karis Foster, the 5'9", 170-pound junior. Foster is what they call a hybrid player who moves in and out of the offense positions. He's fast, shifty, and hard to tackle. Great skill position player and is arguably their best offensive weapon. Foster is averaging 6.8 yards a carry, and on the receiving side is averaging 15 yards a reception. He has a combined 5 TDs and 1 fumble. The tandem between him and other receiver, Devin Graff, the 5'8" senior, will be the 1-2 punch Park Hills will be counting on. Graff has 1 TD and 3 catches, but is averaging 43.6 yards a carry. Lined up with him is August Black, a 5'10", 180-pound sophomore. Black has 6 catches, 1 TD, and is averaging 10 yards a reception. The Rebels will be led by quarterback Brody Pigg, the 6', 165-pound sophomore. Pigg has thrown for 481 yards, averaging 15.5 yards a pass, 7 TDs, and 3 interceptions, and has been sacked only 4 times. Pigg will also run out of the backfield as he is the Rebels' second leading rusher with 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 fumble. Look for the Rebels to be aggressive and set up for big, yard-gulping plays offensively. On defense, the Rebels only have 5 players being used as two-way starters playing on both sides of the ball. This means the fresher legs for the defense each time they're on the field. Park Hill swarms the ball and gang tackles, which has led to their success, keeping other teams out of the end zone. On the other side of the ball tonight comes the 4-0 Dragons. The team is led by Luke Ferrano, the senior quarterback. Luke has thrown for 391 total yards and amassed 598 yards on the ground. He has combined 14 TDs for the offense and only thrown 1 pick this season. He averages 9.31 yards on the pass and over 7.87 yards a carry. Following him is Jacob Schweigert and Wyatt Grind. Jacob has 236 yards on the ground, followed by Grind, who has 149. Combined, these 3 players have the lion's share of St. Gen's touchdowns. Grind leads the receivers with 186 total yards, averaging 16.9 yards a catch. He's followed by Ethan Ottens, who has 110 total yards and averages 27.5 yards a catch, including that monster catch coming off their win last week at the end of the game to Potosi. On defense, the backfield is led by Big Paul Taylor, who had a monster game defensively last week. Taylor has 26 tackles, 15 assists, 3 sacks, and 9 tackles for a loss. He leads the defense in all categories right now. He's followed by Max Krupe, who has 23 tackles, 9 assists, and 2 sacks. Following closely are Drake Meyer with 20 tackles and 11 assists, and Mason Trollinger with 19 tackles, 13 of which were solo and 2 interceptions. The Dragons are averaging 32.5 points a game and allowing 21.8. The overall record tonight, historically, is led by Park Hills, who are 18-7 against the Dragons during regular season and 7-3 in postseason. In tonight's team's matchup, we're going to see a pretty good matchup between both teams. Forecast is for beautiful 75-degree weather. What do you think, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be a very good matchup tonight. Both teams coming in with good records. As we know, St. Gen with a lot of momentum here. Haven't played at home in quite some time now since the first home game, so very excited to be back at home, and I'm sure the athletes are too. Both teams sound pretty good overall on offense and defense, so very exciting matchup.
And tonight with me in the booth is my partner in crime. That's Kyler Plunk you just heard from. And Kyler, this is going to be the second game that St. Gen's played in this season at home. So looking at that, what do you look for St. Gen to get things rolling tonight?
I think that they always come out strong on offense right away. I think they always do a good job of that, but just trying to mentally stay with it the whole game, I think, and always keep applying that pressure, never letting up. And last week they really did a good job staying gritty and fighting back and coming back against Potosi. So hopefully tonight they can just put the pressure on early and stay with them.
Well, the game is getting ready to begin, so let's settle in and welcome tonight's matchup. You're watching the SGHS Sports Stream, home of the Dragons. Scan the QR code and subscribe on YouTube today to get more action from us. We'll be back in a moment.
You're watching the SGHS Sports Stream, brought to you by Ciro's Family Restaurant. For over 30 years, Ciro's has been serving the best pizza, pasta, and suds in Ste. Genevieve. Grab a table, sit outside, or pre-order for curbside pickup. Ciro's Family Restaurant, downtown, St. Gen's oldest family restaurant and a proud sponsor of SGHS Sports. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus.
All right, back to the action here as St. Gen looks to receive to start the game. So as we get ready to start the game here in the first quarter of play, and here's the ball. Looks like Ottens is going to get the ball here for the Dragons as he brings it back. He's still on his feet. He got a seam, and he's knocked down at the 30-yard line. And that's where the Dragons will start their offensive drive here to begin the game. St. Gen notorious for getting started early so far this season. With the exception of last week against Potosi, they kind of struggled and didn't score at all in the first half. They had to wait till the second half before they put all their points on the board. So I know that they're going to want to come out quick, and they're not going to let the other team settle down. So
Absolutely.
they immediately
and
get into
got some decent field position here for the first possession.
So
Nice
throw real
handoff
quick to Roth. Roth maybe picks up 2 or 3 on that quick pitch inside. So we see this early in the game, usually tight formation with one man out, usually Ottens on the outside in a one-on-one, and they start to do their usual where they maybe quarterback keep it, put a couple of men in motion.
Right.
Looks like overload to the right, shotgun formation. Ferrano gets the ball. Quick pitch again to Owen Roth. Roth is on his feet. He gets maybe another 2 yards before he's knocked down, and that's going to be probably a 3rd and 6. Like we said coming into today, Park Hill's defense is pretty stingy.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to see how St. Gen responds to that, especially on the ground here, as it's 3rd and 6 on the 35 with 11:05 left to play. Ferrano in shotgun formation. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Ferrano tries to get him to bite off, go off of
Yeah, I thought he
off a
might
hard
have been there
count.
for a second, but no flag called.
Guess he didn't cross the line. Ferrano gets the snap. He looks to throw. Quick slant over to Ottens. He makes the catch. It's going to be a 1st down and more as he gets out to the 50-yard line. So great job there with the one-on-one matchup and the inside slant. And looks like Coach Pope's taking advantage of how far back the defensive player is playing on the receiver. St. Gen wasting no time, gets back to the line, and they're still in a tight formation. Looks like Schwaggart in the backfield.
Ottens goes to the opposite side of the field. Grind goes in motion. They hand it
And
to
Ferrano
Schwaggart.
keeps it. Quick pitch out to Grind. Grind goes to the corner, and there's a flag down. And looks like there was a little extracurricular there on the line away from the play, actually. This flag was thrown on the other side, so I guess we're going to see what happens here. Usually when you see that, it might be a personal foul.
Yeah.
And looks like it was a holding call. So offensive holding by St. Gen is going to negate that run, and they're going to start a little bit further back.
Well, that was a very good fake handoff there by Ferrano and Schwaggart.
Absolutely. And Ferrano, in that case, has the option. He can keep it and cut, or he can throw it out.
Yeah, and he makes the right read most of the time, too.
Absolutely. Well, it's 1st and 23 now from the 37. St. Gen digging a hole early here.
Yeah, this is not good.
Ferrano shotgun formation, Grind in motion, fake handoff. He's going to throw and go deep. He was going for Owen Roth across there, and had he had caught it, he probably would have got back to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a 2nd and long.
Just overshot him just a little bit.
Yep. So they're doing a decent job right now up front, giving Ferrano time to throw. As Pope calls into play here. And it looks like we're going to have 2 split receivers to the right. And Schwaggart in the backfield. Roth in motion, gets the handoff, and drives in the hole. He's still on his feet. He gets about 3 or 4 yards on that after he runs into his own blockers. Yeah. So as the clock goes, 10 minutes left to play in the first quarter. It's 3rd and 18 on the 42-yard line, and it looks like an eternity to get a 1st down here for the Dragons after that penalty.
Yeah, well, they had some momentum going a little bit. The penalty kind of just set them back.
Yeah, and against a team like this, your 3rd downs need to be like 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, something
3rd
to that
and
effect.
18 is just –
it's not manageable.
Right.
Split formation on the right. Ferrano looks to throw. He kicks back over to Schwaggart. Schwaggart's running in the hole. He's back to the original line of scrimmage and then some, but it's definitely not enough for a 1st down. But knowing Pope, they might go ahead and go for it here as he picks up enough room to make it a little bit better as a 4th and 7. And looks like they're going to stay out on the field. We'll see if Ferrano kind of steps back on the 4th before the shotgun to boot it here.
Well, Schwaggart doing a good job there, picking up a couple extra yards with his legs there.
Absolutely. And it's going to be a pass play again. Ferrano looking to go. He's going to get pressured out of the backfield. He throws on the run, and it was going to Ottens, who can't hang on as the ball is hit at the same, or he's hit at the same time as the ball got there. And great defense there by the Rebels as they stop the Dragons, and they're going to change. Over here as offense goes to defense here. St. Gen giving them good ball position here.
Yeah.
And now we're going to get a look at the Rebels here and what kind of offense they're going to run against the Dragons tonight. So defense has to stiffen up here. So it looks like Park Hills has split receivers on either side, one man in the backfield, and the quarterback keeps it, number 5, and he runs for about 6 or 7 yards.
Yep. Good job by him.
So that's Brody Pigg, the quarterback, sophomore.
Yeah, well, the quarterback for the Rebels likes to pick up yards with his feet a lot, so we're definitely going to have to do a good job containing him.
Agreed. So 2nd and 5 on that one. Pig picked up 5, and they're going the same formation. 2 split receivers on each side. Running back in the backfield here. Pig calls for the ball, shotgun formation, hands it off, and the running back's got some room. And nice job of tackling there by number 5, Krupe, who hits him in the backfield, and he hit number 11. That would be Karis Foster, their number 1 guy on offense, and Foster stopped, as he's a very elusive runner. So excellent job by Krupe, zeroing in on him.
Single tackle there for him.
And that's a 2-yard loss, as Park Hills now is 3rd and 7. Spot the ball on the 50-yard line here. So St. Gen, if they can come out of this and get the ball back, would be nice. So tight formation by Park Hills as they go back to a split receiver. And Karis out of the backfield. Quick throw to him, and he is hit and thrown out of bounds. And that might have even been a loss for another yard. So great job there, and that was number 21.
Drake Meyer on the play. Great job reading the play there.
And so now it's 4th and 9 as Park Hills, after the first play, went backwards on 2, and they look to line up as if they're going to punt. You know, and last week, the same thing happened. St. Gen stopped Potosi on the first drive, and they went to go back to punt, and they fake punted it and ran it about 30 or 40 yards.
Well, we'll see if they're prepared for something like that tonight. Hopefully they worked over that during the week.
So Park Hills forgot a player there as he runs out. 7:13 left to play. It's a bad snap and threw it. This is going to be a tough one. He tries to get it off, and he does. And what a play by the punter there, as it was a bad snap, went through his feet. He runs backwards, grabs it, and is able to have enough peace of mind to kick it. And he ends up kicking it back to basically where St. Gen started to begin with.
Yeah.
So it'll be on the 34-yard line with 7:02 left to play. And what an auspicious start to the game as St. Gen goes 4 and out.
Yeah, good job by both defenses starting off strong on the defensive end.
So St. Gen looking to line up in a tight formation already with Ottens wide to the left. And it looks like Owen Roth in the backfield. Ottens in shotgun. He's going to keep it, and he's going to tuck and run. He's got a lot of room if he can get it. Good blocking by Ottens, and he's to the outside. And that was about a 20-yard run almost by Luke Ferrano, who makes it back to the 50-yard line, and that'll move the sticks for a new first down. And the ball will be spotted on the 49-yard line with 6:55 left to play. And that's the kind of spark and momentum you want to see from St. Gen. Ferrano's been able to do that consistently this year with the tight formation. Good blocking up front. Everybody.
Yeah, Ottens did a great job there. Luke able to pick up 5 to 10 extra yards.
Split receivers to the right. Grind in motion. He takes the handoff. He's going to the outside. He's got a room, and there's a block there, but he runs right into him instead of cutting up in.
Yeah.
So it looked like might have been Slinkard was doing a good job sealing the guy.
He could have went back inside.
You know, Grind's going to have to see that vision there, but 2nd and 7, a lot of it looked like he was going to pick up a lot, but he only picked up 3. 6:31 on the clock here. We can definitely feel the weather shift right now. When it was a nice balmy 80+, and now we're already hitting down. Nice run by Roth as he gets the ball and goes straight up the middle, hardcore, and takes down about 3 or 4 tacklers with him, but not before he moves the sticks for about a 7 or 8 yard run there. Good power run there.
Yeah, just powering it through with his legs. That's exactly what Owen knows what to do.
Yeah, and
how to do.
That's his bread and butter, and you're right.
Yeah.
He's not good going side to side.
No.
It just hits the hole and just goes. So it looks like St. Gen's going to go with a split receivers to the left.
St. Gen able to pick up a first down on that play from Owen, so this will bring up 1st and 10.
I formation from the center. He quick pitches out to Roth. Good blocks. Roth's got some lane. And Roth, nice run. Another big run for Roth, and that's going to be another first down as he moves the sticks, and that's about a 14-yard run. Great block by Schwager, by the way, who was the kind of the lead fullback on that play. He sealed the guy to the inside and let Roth.
Absolutely right.
And they're in the same formation. I formation. Ferrano under the center. He gets the ball, snaps, fake snap. He was going to throw. He lets it go. He's got Slinkered wide open, and that'll be 6 for the Dragons. Great misdirection there. Yeah. There was a fake quick pitch. Then he goes back to throw, and he goes to the opposite side. He goes to weak side, and there's Slinker from across, wide open. So a lot of misdirection there by Pope on that play with his players. And St. Gen's able to score and put it in as Ottens lines up for the extra point try. 5:24 on the clock. And Ottens straight through the middle. And St. Gen will be up by 7 to start the game. And with 5:24 left to play, we'll be back in a moment. All right, so if you're just tuning in, the Dragons scored here at 5:24 in the game on a misdirection pass over to Slinkard, who ran it in for about 15 yards,
yeah, very
untouched.
Good play call there. Misdirection.
So St. Gen strikes first against the Rebels as Otten goes to kick, and he's going to try to kick this one deep down the middle. He'll take it at the 10-yard line. And he's off and running and runs into his man, still on his feet, but it's not enough to push out. And that was number 7, Cooper Bess, for the Rebels after he was brought down.
Well, it looks like the special teams has improved a lot.
Yeah.
As they are not giving up nearly as much yards on kick returns as
they were at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've definitely tightened down that. A lot of group tackling there and keying in and staying home.
Not putting as much pressure on the defense as early.
Shotgun formation. Pig hands off to number 30, the receiver in motion. He's in the backfield, and he is slammed down after he gets about 2 yards there. So that would be number 30, Nick Fowler. Fowler goes in motion and then takes the handoff from the quarterback. Pig on that one.
Yeah, well, he's able to pick up 4 yards on that, so it'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Rebels here.
Ball be spotted on the 24-yard line. Shotgun formation. Pig sits back with his running back, Karis Foster, their offensive weapon here. Pig gets the snap, hands off to Foster. Foster goes up the middle. He fumbles,
yeah.
and the ball's loose, and it looks like St. Gen's going to fall on it. And I had no idea who was going to. Yeah. Everybody kept falling down. But that looks to be number 50, Sawyer Bowman, with the quick heads up and a huge cough-up mistake by the Park Hills Rebels as they coughed the ball up as Karas was making a move up the middle.
He had a good lane there, but he just got the ball knocked out of him, and just like that.
And now St. Gen takes the ball on their 30-yard line with great field position and prime opportunity to go up by another score, which would be pretty sweet here at the beginning of the first quarter. So tight formation for the Dragons. Ottens spread out to the right. Owen Roth is in the backfield right now, and Roth takes the handoff, or it's a fake, and he's going deep, and he's got Ottens, and he hits him on a fly pattern, and that's a touchdown. What a play.
Yeah, absolutely. What a route by Ottens, and what a pass from Ferranto.
Ferranto with a great fake handoff to Owen Roth, pulls it back and then lets it fly, and Ottens never slowed down on his route, and I mean it was just bang bang.
Yeah.
And that'll be a 30-yard bomb and catch between Luke Ferranto and Ottens, who scored another touchdown of 13-0 right now. 4:32 left to play as Ottens goes back for the extra point. And that might be offsides, and it is. There's a flag as the ball was blocked, but the looks like the defensive player crossed about light years into the other side.
Yeah.
So now the question is, do you go for a two-point conversion because it's going to be spotted on the line where you can quarterback sneak it?
Oh, yeah.
It looks like.
I didn't know that's what they would do there.
So St. Gen still going to line up and let Ottens kick. I think they're content with playing the numbers game here. Ottens lines up. Ball goes up. Little spinner, but it goes in the middle, and that'll be another point on the board. And immediately St. Gen they're excelling their lead right now, 14 points in literally a matter of minutes.
Yeah. It looks like they're just doing everything right out there. Great execution. Defense is playing good. Getting stops, 4 and out.
Yeah, taking advantage of mistakes. So with 4:32 left to play, it's 14-0. We'll be back in a moment.
It takes a community to build a great team, and that's why we are so proud to partner with Ciro's Family Restaurant, a downtown tradition for over 30 years. Ciro's is the perfect place to celebrate a win or just grab a great meal. From their famous pizzas to fantastic pasta and savory sandwiches, they've got all the fuel you need to get loud for the Dragons. Dine in, outdoor seating, or curbside pickup, however you want it. Ciro's delivers. Ciro's Family Restaurant, our sponsor and your spot for great food. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus.
All right, so if you're just tuning in, we're still stuck in the first quarter as St. Gen kicking off. Ottens kicks this one pretty deep to almost a 5-yard line. It's bobbled by the return man, and Trollinger had a beat on him and missed, and he was hit as he picks up to the 20-yard line. So with 4:25 left to play, St. Gen's up 14-0. St. Gen scoring on back-to-back drives. One was a pass from Luke Ferranto to Slinkard, who scored, and then the next one on a fumble by Park Hills. Basically, Ferranto throws another one over to Ottens.
Yeah, on the very next play after the fumble recovery, Dragons are able to capitalize off that mistake.
Split receivers out for Park Hills as Pig takes the ball, and he's going to keep it on the shotgun. He's running up the middle. He's hit. He probably picks up a few as his lead back Karras was running. Blocker for him, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 7 on the 23. So St. Gen going to the air a little bit more tonight than what they normally do. They keep it on the ground, but I guess with this defense, like we said, it's only averaging or allowing about 15 points a game right now. And St. Gen's almost hit that number in the first quarter.
Yeah, they've really came out here strong offensively.
Big shotgun formation, receiver in motion. Pig hands off and hits his – oh, my.
Looks like Cam Vogt maybe.
Wow, Cam Vogt came out of the backfield and on the handoff hits the guy.
Yeah.
So he was already in the backfield. So great penetration by Cameron Vogt.
Yeah, he's so small, we all thought he just tripped over his own guy.
Yeah, because it looked like his lineman had been pushed back. So a 3-yard loss, and it's 3rd and 10 now with 3:19 left to play, and defense is on fire.
Yeah, great job by Cam there. That is incredible.
So quad receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Shotgun formation by Pig. Karras in the backfield for Park Hills. Pig gets the ball. Another low snap. He's going to have to fake handoff. He throws it out to a quick receiver. One man to beat here. And that's an easy first down there for Park Hills as 2 receivers missed the tackle. But luckily Bosler was there to stop that one on a one-on-one. Had he have missed him, he would have gone all the way.
Absolutely.
So 1st and 10 on the 36 with 2:58, and looks like Park Hills is going to open up the playbook here. Seems like a sense of urgency already. Park Hills tight formation here with 1 receiver split out to the left. And Pig has the ball. He's going to keep it. And St. Gen is not fooled as they get right back, and maybe he made it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe got a yard somewhere in that neighborhood. So that'll bring up a 2nd and probably 9. So that's a formation very similar to what St. Gen's been running.
Yeah. Especially when they give that pitch out to Grind.
And now it looks like they haven't really given Foster enough opportunities here to handle the ball, except the one after he fumbled. So I think they're just letting him get a little bit of confidence back in by doing some blocking and
right. Let him get a feel for some other things.
Absolutely, get that out of his mind. Well, you got split receivers to the left, and looks like you've got split receivers to the right that are stacked. Receiver to the left goes in motion. It's a reverse. And one man to beat. If he can bring him back in, Krupe is there and drives him back in fast enough for
Meyer all over that play.
So Drake Meyer comes up after Krupe stops him and drives him back. Great job and good tandem tackling there. And it's 3rd and 11 on the 35 with 1:51 as Park Hills tries to do a little razzle-dazzle play.
It looked like it was going to work there for a second, but as we said, Drake and Krupe coming up big.
Absolutely. So it's 3rd and 11, 1:37 left to play in the first quarter as this quarter has been zooming right now. Split receivers to the right and to the left. Foster in the backfield with Pig. Pig calls for the ball. He goes to throw, and he lets one fly, and it's caught, and there's a flag down as he was tackled by Grind and Trollinger. But it could be against maybe Park Hills pushing off. No, defensive holding. Odds are they'll. So great catch by the receiver for the Park Hills as they move the sticks on a 3rd and long.
Yeah, Nick Fuller, the senior there. It was a great catch.
So Fuller coming across the from the other side. As Pig had time to let it go. It's kind of a one-on-one with Grind. So Park Hills lines up 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Foster in the backfield, shotgun formation. Foster moves to the left here. Pig gets the shotgun, gets the ball, another low snap, fake, and almost a sack there by Paul Taylor, who just missed the quarterback by a fraction of a second. And it's still a loss of down. It's 2nd and 12, and Paul was trying to pick up another big sack.
Yeah, he almost had it. Quarterback just slipped out of his fingertips.
That would have been the 4th on the year for him as he's making good penetration in the backfield, as he's been the anchor and leading this team right now with tackles, as he's starting to feel it, finding ways to beat his offensive guard around the edge. So 27 seconds left to play. There's 11 on the clock, so they will definitely play this one as Pig calls for the ball. Split receivers to both sides, man in motion, and looks like it's going to be moving up front here against Park Hills, and they're going to move this back about 5 yards. So false start by Park Hills with 17 seconds left to play in the first quarter. It'll be 2nd and 17 on the 41-yard line. St. Gen ahead 14-0. And Park Hills spread formation. Duo receivers on both sides. And they're still in shotgun formation. And they're going to just let the clock run out, and that's going to take us to the second quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, St. Gen strikes first. They're up by 14. Park Hills has the ball when they come back from our time. We'll be back in a moment.
It takes a community to build a great team, and that's why we are so proud to partner with Ciro's Family Restaurant, a downtown tradition for over 30 years. Ciro's is the perfect place to celebrate a win or just grab a great meal. From their famous pizzas to fantastic pasta and savory sandwiches, they've got all the fuel you need to get loud for the Dragons. Dine in, outdoor seating, or curbside pickup, however you want it. Ciro's delivers. Ciro's Family Restaurant, our sponsor and your spot for great food. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus.
All right, so we're back to start the second quarter of the first half here as both teams switch sides. And Park Hills lines up with quads on both sides. Two receivers to the left and right. Receiver in motion. Pig hands off to number 30, the receiver, as he's looking to dig a little bit and tackled immediately by number 21, Drake Meyer.
Drake Meyer again, yeah, he's coming up big on defense here.
He is definitely – he's focused in right now.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and 13 on the 45 with 11:45 left to play. And number 30, Nick Fowler.
Yeah.
He's the carrier, so he's the one who's normally in motion here and has been getting the handoffs or the quick throws onto the
yeah,
outfield.
he's been doing a good job with the blocking that he's been getting. Not very many holes for him to go to, but that'll bring up 3 and 13 for the Rebels here.
So 2 split to the left, 1 to the right. Big calls for the ball. He rolls to the right. Paul's all over him, and he takes him down hard. As Paul Taylor was not fooled on that one and came up, and that's almost a 6 or 7 yard loss. And Paul picks up another another
sack on the year for him.
Sack on the year as he gives the big flex motion in the backfield. And that'll bring up a long 4th and 23, and undoubtedly.
I feel as if it was only a matter of time until we seen that happen.
Yeah. So it looks like they're going to punt the ball here to the Dragons. Dragons back on the 30-yard line. And a low snap. He gets it up. It's a short kick. And St. Gen's going to let it go. Not much they can do about it, but a heck of a roll as it's going to roll. Hits on the 40 and rolls all the way to the 20. So not much you can do about that.
That's a good kick there, though, for the Rebels.
Oh, yeah, and they're going to take that, and they're going to give St. Gen a lot of real estate to try and get all the way back to the touchdown lane. So with 10:26 left to play, it's 1st and 10 for St. Gen. They're going to take over on the 21-yard line. They lead Park Hills 14-0. 2 scores in the first quarter. And St. Gen seems to be getting pretty comfortable here as this game progresses. Tie formation for St. Gen. Otten split out on the right. Looks like Owen Roth in the backfield here. Or is that it? I can't tell. No, Roth in motion.
Yeah, Roth.
Fake handoff goes to Grind. Grind hits the hole and picks up about 8. So nice misdirection there.
Good job by Grind weaving through some defenders there.
So I feel as St. Gen progresses through the year, they're getting more comfortable with their packages that they are presenting, especially in hitting holes and definitely knowing who does what.
Right. Yeah, everybody can see kind of has a job now, and, Grind kind of gets those handoffs towards the outside as Roth gets the ones to the inside.
Quick run to the line, but it didn't fool the Park Hills as they come out of the huddle real fast, and they throw the ball to number 7 with lead blocker.
Yeah, and I spoke to you earlier about Schweigert with, a hip flexor problem, which we haven't seen a carry out of him tonight so far. So maybe Pope is deciding that might not be the best thing tonight.
Yeah, because it's definitely Roth is getting the lion's share of the handoffs right now. And when Schweigert's in, he's just lead blocking. So overload to the right, and a timeout is going to be called by St. Gen. They didn't like what they saw, and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back after this. All right, returning from the timeout here, St. Gen called. They didn't like what they saw, and so they're going to come out of the timeout and line up here. Hey, if you're at the game, you should go down and check out some of the stuff we got going. They've got they're making T-shirts out there and stuff.
It's pretty cool.
Absolutely, on demand. St. Gen gets the ball, and Ferrano looks to keep it. He picks up a couple here, and that's going to move the sticks as he just needed 3 on a 3rd down. So Ferrano picks up a 1st down with about 4 yards, and that's going to give St. Gen a new set of downs. If you're just tuning in, St. Gen struck first and hit 2 TDs with Luke Ferrano throws in the 1st quarter. We're back in the 2nd quarter now. St. Gen has the ball. Split receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Grind in motion. He gives the ball to Grind. Grind's going to take it, and he follows it and trips on him, on one of the guys on the ground, and gets only about a yard. And it's 2nd and 9 with 8:37 left to play here in the 2nd quarter. Starting to cool off a little.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah.
One of the pretty hot earlier today, around 3 o'clock.
Yes, it was. Split receivers to either side. Roth in the backfield. Ferrano calls for the ball. Shotgun. He looks to throw. Quick slant over to Grind. Grind gets the ball. Easy catch. Powers his way forward to about the 50-yard line. Great putting his head down and his shoulder. And that's a definite 1st down as they move the sticks again. So St. Gen putting a little positive spin offensively again as they're pushing the ball. Ottens lines out to the left here. Tight formation for St. Gen. Ferrano, shotgun. Looks like Schwaggert's in now. And Roth in motion. They give to Schwaggert his 1st carry, and he's moving everywhere. He picks up about 7 or 8 yards. So good move by Schwaggert there.
Yeah, he's able to pick up 6 on that carry. His 1st carry of the evening.
So 2nd and 4 here, 42-yard line, 7:38 left to play. St. Gen up by 2. Touchdowns. Split receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And Roth in motion. Fake handoff by Ferrano. He's going to keep it. He's going to hit up the middle. He's going to pick up about 3. And that's going to leave him short. And this is what we were talking about earlier. Your third and short gives you a lot of opportunities for 1st downs.
Right.
As opposed to what they started with, which was like a 3rd and forever. So 3rd and 2 with 7:09 on the 40-yard line. Moving Slinkard over there to the left side. And Ottens to the right. Tight formation, so they're definitely going to run this ball. The question is who's going to take it as they shift over to the right here. Ferrano gets the ball. He's going to follow Roth. Roth, good block. And Ferrano picks up the 1st down easily as they make room. And that's going to move the sticks. So St. Gen content with grinding it out right now. 6:43 left to play. It's 1st and 10.
Doing a very good job just controlling the pace of this game. I mean, they've probably had possession of the ball for 70% of the time maybe, so doing a very good job.
Absolutely, and Pope's calling in some good plays right now. It's like split receivers to the right. Ferrano gets him to jump on a hard count, but flag doesn't go up. Ottens off to the left. Ferrano empty backfield. Roth in motion. And a fake handoff by Ferrano. He's going to keep it and go up the middle. And he's still on his feet. And he picks up another extra yards from that as he was originally stopped. And that was about an 8-yard pickup.
And Ferrano arguably doing what he does best.
Yep. He just cuffs the ball underneath and follows. St. Gen doing a good job opening up the holes right now, as it is a 2nd down and 2. Split receivers to the left. Schwaggert in the backfield. Roth in motion. And Ferrano moves to the left. He looks to throw. He goes deep over the middle. Got Grind. And Grind is going to score as he hits him in motion. And another great play by Luke Ferrano as he gets the snap, rolls to the left.
He rolls to the left a little bit, and that defense just shifts up just a hair. And then it's an opportunity created for Grind.
And Grind was at least like a good full step in front of his defensive man, and Ferrano put it on the money. Otten sits back for the extra point here. As St. Gen tries to add one more to the numbers here. High snap, brought down easy. And Otten's through the sticks, nails it. And St. Gen all of a sudden is up 21-0 in the first half with 5 minutes and 51 seconds left to play. So on the whole, how do you judge things right now?
I mean, can't get a better start than this, 21-0. Just a little under halfway to go in the half. Hopefully the defense can come out here and continue to do what they've been doing. Everybody's been coming up big tonight on the defense. I mean, everybody's looking locked in. You got people stepping up like Drake Meyer, Krupi's all over the place, Paul with a sack, Paul Taylor, with the sack.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're overall doing a good job, and on offense doing a good job as well. That's passing and running the ball.
So this is a different team than we saw against Potosi. They were a little more laid back, and I don't know if they just thought, well, Potosi had only won one game, so, hey, we're going to beat them. And it turned out to be a totally different animal going in at half. St. Gen was down by 12. And in this game, they're up by 21 right now. Not to say that the Rebels can't put something together, but they seem a lot more consistent in their playing on offense and defense. They're more focused, kind of locked in.
And you can just tell as they're playing.
And you got to also look, too, in that Potosi game. They just played the last 3 games on the road. You went to U-City, you went to Kennett. That's like going to Arkansas. And then you get to Potosi, which isn't an easy drive either.
Yeah, and as we said, they're probably very anxious to play at their home field here today. Number 23 for the Dragons.
Colton Brace. So Colton Brace makes a nice move on the kick returner and takes him down on a solo tackle. And Park Hills barely gets close to the 20-yard line here.
Just ball put on the 18-yard line.
So great job there on special teams. And as you just said, special teams are kind of locking it in, improving a better on their coverage. Park Hills comes out, one receiver to the right. Kind of a tight formation here. Empty backfield. Big calling direction here. Missing another player with 6 seconds on the game clock. Will they get it off? 2, 1 in motion. And looks like they get it off. He throws back the other way, and he's wide open. And this is trouble for St. Gen.
Krupi able to get him down.
So Krupi runs number 40. That would be Max Woods. Max Woods, the 190-pound tight end, comes back, and here we go. Park Hills starting to work a little action here. Big in the backfield by himself. Split receiver to the right. Shotgun formation. Receiver in motion, and that's going to be a flag, as looks like there was some movement up front, and that may go against Park Hills for a false start. And that's what it is. So that'll be a 5-yard penalty, and we'll start a 1st and 15 on the 37 with 5:37 left to play. They'll stay in the same formation with 2 split receivers over to the left stacked and 1 to the right. Big in the backfield. And receiver in motion, that's Foster. Foster gets the ball, and he gets to the outside, and he could go. This guy's got legs, and what a hit put on him. Wow, by number 3, Talon Pinkley, as Foster goes to try to get the outside, and I don't know if he tried to jump or not, but my goodness, Pinkley knocked the living snot out of him on the outside. It's 2nd and 1 now.
Well, good job by the Rebels here. Yeah. Finally able to get something going on offense.
And Pig fakes the handoff, tries to go up the middle, and is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 on the 50-yard line. And this is where St. Gen has to get tough.
And if you're the Rebels, you really need a touchdown here.
And timeout called by the defensive coordinator here, as St. Gen needs to realign as they did not like the offensive scheme that Park Hills was set in here. And they're going to kind of make an adjustment. And we're going to make an adjustment. We'll be back in a moment. All right, we're back after the timeout here as the Rebels line up. Split receiver to the right, stacked over to the left. Big in the backfield here. And receiver in motion, fake handoff, throwing back to the tight end.
Like
and Bosler's there and brings him back inside, and it goes nowhere. So great job by good containment by Bosler.
Yeah, he might not be able to tackle him by himself, but other Dragons are able to come over and get him down, and they're able to get a huge stop there.
So this is going to bring a fourth down, and there's a little confusion going on with who's doing what and what. An entire new group's coming over. I don't know if this is a little confusion right now.
Maybe they are deciding to punt it here.
I don't know. It's 4th and 4 on the 48-yard line. And it looks like they're in punt formation. This could be a fake, though. St. Gen needs to be aware of it. And there's the snap, and it is going to be a fake, and it's a handoff to number 13, who goes for a throw to the outside, and he overshoots his receiver as number 3, Talon Pinkley, was there with him in contingency. So great job by St. Gen sniffing that out, as same thing happened last week, but St. Gen wasn't as fortunate. And St. John's going to take over on downs here, and with good field position, has a great opportunity to score with 4:09 left to play on the 48-yard line. I feel like that play took a little bit too much time to develop.
Yeah, I don't know if there was some confusion there, but I don't know if everybody was on the same page on that play for the Rebels.
Yeah. And he had to throw on the run, which, you know, for anybody, that's difficult. And St. Gen definitely was paying attention enough to contest it. So St. Gen lines up with, looks like, Schwager to the outside, and St. Gen calls its third and final timeout of the half, as St. Gen will be out of timeouts, as they did not like that established setup. So we'll be back in a moment.
You're watching the SGHS Sports Stream, brought to you by Ciro's Family Restaurant. For over 30 years, Ciro's has been serving the best pizza, pasta, and suds in Ste. Genevieve. Grab a table, sit outside, or pre-order for curbside pickup. Ciro's Family Restaurant, downtown, St. Gen's oldest family restaurant and a proud sponsor of SGHS Sports. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus.
All right, coming out of the timeout here. If you're just tuning in, it's 21-0. Dragons are ahead, 4:09 on the clock. It's 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line, as St. Gen had a change of possession on this last drive. They're getting ready to start. Looks like a kind of semi-split receiver over to the right. Roth in motion. They're going to hand it to him. He's going to go to the outside. He's got some blockers. He's just following them through, and he picks up about 12 yards on the ground. So good running today by Roth.
He's doing a very good job substituting in for Schweigert.
Absolutely. And they're utilizing him on the outside half. I guess they're looking at that speed and allowing him to follow those blockers out. And that'll bring up a new set of downs as the clock runs here with 3:58 left to play. Schweigert in the backfield, shotgun formation. Otten spread out to the left, and looks like Slinkard spread out to the right. And Roth in motion, bad snap, but Schweigert gets the ball, and he trips. And I couldn't tell what happened there at all.
No.
I don't know if he tripped
Kind
on.
of scary, you
Yeah,
know, knowing that
Yeah.
he's dealing with a little injury and he goes down like that.
And they'll
Yeah.
rotate him out with, looks like Cameron Boat. And he's kind of roughing up here. So it's 2nd and 12, 2-yard loss on that carry. 39-yard line is 3:19 left to play. Shotgun formation. And looks like with the hard count, St. Gen's able to get the Park Hills.
That'll help their condition here a little bit.
Yeah, as they jump off sides, it's a 5-yard penalty. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 7 on the 34. Much more manageable.
Yeah.
St. Gen keeping the same play here. Doubles to the right, one man to the left. Empty backfield. And looks like Luke goes back to throw.
He's got Slinkard again.
Slinkard catches the ball.
Another nice grab by Slinkard.
And he's going to move the sticks as he's able to find where the first down is and lay out. So that's about an 8 or 9-yard pickup there with Ferrano's throw. And Schweigert back in at the backfield. It's going to be first down and 10, the 26-yard line. 2:57 left to play. You'd have to think, you know, St. Gen wants to drive down the field, but they're doing good on clock control as well. Schweigert, lead blocker here, is Ferrano's under the center. Quick pitch out to Roth. Roth is going to go. He may have pay dirt. There's a flag, but Roth does find the end zone. This is going to be an interesting call.
Yeah. Well,
usually there's holding involved anytime where he threw the flag, so this may be coming back. Personal foul against St. Gen, and that's coming back. So it looks like there was a helmet-to-helmet foul, which usually carries a little bit more penalty fine. So St. Gen will take over again. 1st and 10, but not before going way, way back.
yeah, very unfortunate there.
Yeah.
What?
So they
It was
spotted the
almost a
ball on the
touchdown.
41-yard line, it looks like. It's 1st and 25 now. St. Gen goes split receivers to the right, one to the left. Ferrano empty backfield, shotgun formation. Ferrano calls for the ball, fake handoff to Grind. He's going to throw, and he finds Grind out of the backfield. Grind's going to pick up a few, and he might get about 6 yards on that first down before he goes out of bounds. So St. Gen showing positive momentum.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're not going back. They're going forward, so that's a good thing. They're converting first downs. It's 2nd and 17. So that was about an 8-yard pickup there on the throw from Ferrano to Grind. St. Gen content with going back in the huddle here and letting the clock run, as undoubtedly they're going to do. St. Gen is out of timeouts.
Yeah.
So, and it looks like they've got the game clock at 8. Ferrano under the center. Motion. And Ferrano fakes the pass.
Looks
Goes
like
back to
Slinkard
Slinkard. Is wide open. And he hits him in the chest. And Slinkard could go again. And Slinkard will not be denied as he gets in the end zone. Wow. Who would have thought?
Yeah, what a play.
Justin Slinkard having a night, career night, with 2 touchdowns on 2 passes from Luke Ferrano as St. Gen goes up another score here in the late second quarter. So great job on the fake. Looked like the pitch and misdirection. And Slinkard was left all alone. And what a play. Ottens goes back for the extra point here. And icing on the cake. So St. Gen goes up by 28 here. Getting closer to the end of the first half. 2:10 left to play as St. Gen's up by 4 scores and is in a commanding lead going into the half. Now is where you can't allow the team to get a quick score because they get the ball back after the after halftime. And so you want to kind of keep it manageable and keep them from getting any kind of hope or, you know what I mean, any positive
keep them down, yeah.
going into half. So St. Gen right now having their way with Park Hills, which we didn't think would happen. Thought it would be a little bit closer, and you never know. It's a tale of 2 halves. I mean,
right. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. So looking at tonight coming into the game, St. Gen been pretty consistent with their play. They're not blowing teams out. They control clock. They put points on the board, and they keep games, fairly simple. Tonight, a little bit different animal.
Yeah. Just doing everything right, honestly.
Yeah.
Not doing anything too badly, I would say.
Yeah. And, they're not getting any, special razzle-dazzle plays.
Right,
This is
yeah.
what we've been seeing all year, with the exception of maybe some different player personnel getting the ball.
Absolutely.
And I guess from a scouting report, that's probably a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Otten goes to kick off here and drives this one deep. It's going to be returnable. And he's hit at the 20-yard line and goes nowhere. And that'll be Krupe. So Max Krupe.
Another good job by the special teams.
Yeah. Good player control, stayed in his lane, broke down and made the tackle. And that'll bring out the defense. So Park Hills will take over on the 21-yard line with 2:05 left to play. 1st and 10, as they've got split receivers to the right, one to the left. Foster, the running back, in the backfield with Pig. Looks like they're going to have trips to the right. Foster in shotgun, and he throws really fast to Foster. And definitely a flag on that one as they double-teamed number 23, Colton Brace, as it looked like they were holding him and they literally fell on him. And I got a feeling that one's coming back. Pretty easy to spot from out here. Yeah, pushing the back. So that's going to be a penalty on Park Hills, and it's going to push them back where they don't want to be. And that's going to be 1st and long here. So 10-yard penalty against the Rebels as they have split receiver to the left and right. Foster in the backfield, shotgun formation for Pig. Pig keeps the ball, and he's going to run it up the middle. He'll pick up maybe a yard or two, but nothing much there. They may be content with just letting the clock run down. St. Jim's out of timeout, so they can't really do anything to stop the clock with 1:45 left to play. And definitely not a sense of urgency from the Rebels right now.
No.
So you got a feeling that's what they're going to do, is they're more content to go in at half, only down by 4 scores, as opposed to giving the ball back to St. Gen possibly.
Right.
Or pushing to, a bad play, like maybe an interception or a fumble.
Yeah, that is exactly what you not want to do if you're the Rebels.
Mm-hmm. Split receivers, both sides. Shotgun formation with Pig in the backfield along with Foster. And he gets a snap. He's going to keep the ball and go right up the middle again and pick up about a yard or two. And that's going to be 3rd down and long. So I got a feeling that's what they're going to keep doing until they can run the clock. So they're going to let this go all the way down. As Park Hills lines up and call in a play here. Same formation. Foster in the backfield. Pig in shotgun formation, the quarterback. Split receivers out to either side. Letting the game clock go down. They hand it off to Foster. Foster's hit in the middle, goes down.
Good job by Jacob Warren there all by himself.
Or I should say that's Max Woods, not Foster, number 40. Woods usually the tight end, or labeled as the tight end for Central. Central's still not even close to the line of scrimmage as it brings down brings a 4th down with 32 seconds, 5 seconds on the clock. So they're going to let this run down, and that's going to be the end of the first half. So at the end of the first half, St. Gen with a commanding lead, 28-0, and a happy team going into the locker room at halftime. And the visiting team, Rebels, are going to have to figure out something here if they want to make this game interesting. As St. Gen's put up 4 scores, 2 in each quarter, on the arm of Luke Ferrano.
Yeah.
And great job offensively. And defense, too. Hats off to the Dragons' defense, as they have been pretty stingy themselves. They coughed up 1 ball and had a 4th down stop on a special teams move. And it looks like they continue to play like this. They may coast out of here tonight. All right, so that's going to bring up halftime. We'll be back after this. Welcome to another night of SGHS Sports. Before we get to the action, let's talk about the team behind our broadcast, Ciro's Family Restaurant. For over 30 years, this downtown St. Gen landmark has been a local favorite, known for its incredible pizza, delicious sandwiches, varietal pasta, and cool suds. Whether you're dining in, enjoying the patio, or just need a quick bite, with curbside pickup, Ciro's has you covered. They even have a great salad bar to go. Ciro's Family Restaurant, the official sponsor of the SGHS Sports Stream and Down to the Wire podcast. Grab a slice and let's get ready to cheer on the Dragons. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus. You want more Dragon Sports out there? Scan the QR code now and subscribe on YouTube to catch every moment with the SGHS Sports Stream. You're watching SGHS Sports Stream, home of the Dragons. Want more sports in action? It's easy. Just scan the QR code on your screen to jump straight to live coverage, podcasts, blogs, and highlights. And while you're there, make sure to hit subscribe on our YouTube channel so you never miss a game. From football to basketball, softball, baseball, wrestling, and more, SGHS Sports Stream brings the action to you live and on demand. Stay connected with your Dragons, only on SGHS Sports Stream. All right, we're coming back. Second half here as the both teams have a chance to go in the locker room and figure out what new changes, if any, they want to make. And St. Gen have a commanding lead right now, 28-0 going into the half. It's all been St. Gen here in the first half. But like anything else, it could be the tale of two quarters or two halves here for both teams as Park Hills looks to try and get on the board as they will receive the initial kickoff to start the second quarter, or I should say the second half. What are your thoughts, Kyler?
Well, the Dragons doing a good job overall, all around, as we have mentioned earlier in the game. If you're the Rebels, haven't put up any points yet, definitely what you want to, try and do. They had a chance to go in at halftime. So hopefully they can regroup, come out here, and try and put some points on the board and make this game a little bit more competitive.
Yeah, offensively they haven't been able to sustain a consistent drive. They've had a couple of flashes here and there.
Yeah,
of some good plays.
Couple big plays, not big plays, but plays that kind of gets the offense going, but can't really get anything consistent going.
Yeah, and they keep seeming to shoot themselves in the foot with penalties and misfires, it seems like, on their offensive schemes. Just when they get a play, it almost seems like they're marred by a mistake that sets them back a couple paces.
Yeah,
here.
that is a preventable mistake that hopefully they had some time to address during halftime.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to have been in that locker room. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure at half with the coach.
No.
And then at times it looks like their transition from players coming out and going in is a little bit confusion.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's
players.
Yeah, I don't think that's by design.
No, I mean hopefully not. I've never seen that one before.
Lull the defense into a false sense here, but St. Gen offensively though have been consistent. They have not been. I think they've been stopped one time.
Yeah. So yeah, they've been very consistent. So hopefully they can pick up right where they left off.
So we're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be back for the kickoff. All right, we're back to start the second half as St. Gen lines up to kick here. Otten's going to send it away for the Dragons, and Park Hill's back to receive, and the ball's off. Fielded at about the 15-yard line, and contact's made, but he's still on his feet, and then brought from behind by Mason Trollinger, and that's where the ball will stop on about the 35-yard line as St. Gen's defense takes the field.
Not a bad return there.
Nope, not bad at all. So St. Gen's defense lines up here against the Rebels. Rebels in shotgun formation. Pig in the backfield, low snap, hands off to Foster, who's hit at the line and bulldozes his way to maybe a yard or two.
Foster able to pick up 3 yards on the carry.
So that'll put St. Gen on a 2nd and 7 here. And we'll see what they do on this play.
Well, another thing for the Rebels, the snaps have, majority of them have been almost in the ground.
I know, that's definitely something you're fighting. Pig gets a direct snap, takes it up the middle, picks up a couple yards on that carry. And that'll bring a 3rd and probably 4. And that's a good point you're making. A couple of these snaps have been so low. A couple have even gone through the legs of some of the players. Definitely something to be worked on. You don't want your center, and who knows, maybe they had to replace the center. The center got injured at some point.
Right, and they're working with a new guy, and he's just trying to figure it out, kind of.
St. Gen exchanges a couple people out. Little confusion, and they won't get off the field fast enough. 3-man backfield here. Direct snap underneath. They hand it to Foster, who tries to bulldoze his way to the first down, but he's not going to make it.
Get it. Yeah, he's going to come up short.
That'll bring up a 4th and about 3, 4th and 2. So if you're the Rebels, do you go for it right now? You're giving St. Gen some really good field position if they miss out on this one.
Yeah, that is true, but
it's a 4th down and 2. Rebels down by 28, figure well.
Well, we've seen them go for it and a trick play earlier, so it wouldn't surprise me.
So they stack the line. Big underneath the center here. Takes the ball, hands back off to Foster. Foster's hit at the line, and I don't think he's going to get it.
I don't think he did neither.
And great job by the defense holding up here. And that's going to be a change of possession here. So St. Gen's defense holds on a 4th down effort on the first series for Park Hills. Park Hills offensively not able to get anything going, and St. Gen's offense takes the field. So great job by St. Gen to start off with.
Yeah. And now they got very good field positioning here.
So with 10 minutes left on the clock here, St. Gen goes to work. Otten spread out on the right. And looks like Cameron Vogt in the backfield.
Yeah. Grind goes in motion.
Ferrano rolls out,
Good
trying to
block
find
in
anybody.
there.
He's going deep, and he's got Ottens, and he overshoots him. Oh, my. So it looks like he was trying to originally throw across the middle, and that was taken up, and so he
kind
of got flushed out
a little bit. Yeah.
And
Well, that was
then
decent blocking, though, by the line, giving Fronto plenty of time.
And then I'm sure that Park Hills wasn't expecting that on the first play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and 10 here. And see if St. Gen goes back to the groundwork here. Otten spread out over to the left. Tight formation. Cameron Vogt in the backfield. Ferrano under the center. He's going to take the snap directly. And quick pitches out to Roth. Roth tries to find a lane, but not much there. And maybe he picks up a yard.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and long here. And if you're the Dragons, you're going forward on 4th down, I would assume, at this juncture because you're across the half or the 50-yard line.
Right.
So at 9:32, Dragons up 28-0, and it's a 3rd and about 10. St. Gen lines up. Tight formation.
A big stop here for the Rebels defense.
Otten
See what
spread
they
out
can
to the
do.
right. Vogt still in the backfield. Shotgun formation for Ferrano. Grind in motion. And he takes a snap and rolls to the right. He looks to throw, and he's got Roth. And he makes the throw. Roth connects, and he's still on his feet, and that's going to be a 1st down. Good patience by Ferrano, allowing Roth to find that little pocket of space.
Right.
And then gets it out to him.
Yeah, Luke coming up to the line of scrimmage kind of made the defense make a decision there.
Absolutely. Do we go out after the quarterback, or do we go and stay
Cover
home?
these men, yeah.
So it's 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line as the clock rolls. 8:41 left to play here, just in the start of the 3rd quarter. St. Gen on the move here. Grind split to the right, Ottens to the left. 2-man backfield, Ferrano under the center. Ferrano takes the snap, hands off to Vogt, who goes up the middle. He's hit for maybe a yard. And that'll bring up and then it looks like a little extracurricular on the field as flags are thrown. And personal foul against St. Gen. And that's going to move us back. And St. Gen gets a costly mistake. And I think that's the 2nd personal foul St. Gen's had, the penalty this game. So it's going to be 1st and forever here.
Yeah.
8:26 left to play in the 3rd quarter. St. Gen leading.
Them back quite a bit there.
Tight formation here. Ferrano in shotgun. Overload to the left. Looks like Roth in the backfield. Otten spread out to the right. It's 1st and 24 on the 34. Roth moves to the left as Ferrano directs traffic. He's going to get the snap. He hands it off to Roth. Roth trying to follow the ball, but he is hit literally behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be a no-go for St. Gen as they probably lose a yard there.
Yeah, they'll lose 2 on that carry by Roth. And that'll bring up 2nd and forever.
Yeah. Well, you got Grind wide on the right. Otten's on the left. I suspect there might be a little pass play coming up here. Roth in the backfield. Ferrano in shotgun formation. Luke takes the snap. He looks to throw. Looks to the left. He's going to have to run. He tucks it and goes right up back up the middle and slides. Picks up about 8 or 9 there on that play. And looks like Park Hills has a player down. and they are going to call an injury timeout, referee timeout, and we'll be back in a moment as they see to the player. All right, so look like number 56 for Park Hills. That'd be Alex Bowers. Went down a little bit, but he's a little shaken up, but he walks off under his own power, which is a good sign.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. Nothing too drastic of an injury.
So with 7:20 left in the third quarter, it's 3rd and 19 on the 29-yard line. St. Gen's got a lot of room to roam here as they come out of the huddle fast, I formation. And Ferrano, fake hit. He's pursued in the backfield. Big block by Paul Taylor gives him some time. He's going to have to tuck and run again, and he's not able to find the open receiver. He picks up a couple of yards, but it isn't going to be enough for a first down. And that's going to bring up a 4th down with some. We're going to find out what Coach Pope's got up his sleeve here. Oh, so that was a change of possession. That was the 4th down.
I didn't know if that
so
was a turnover on downs or not.
So the scoreboard basically didn't reflect what the down was. So the defense comes out to play as the Rebels offense takes the field. Shotgun formation by Pig. Low snap. He throws it out real quick to his receiver. Pursuits overplays, and he's running fast. He's too fast for Taylor to get to, and Bosler pushes him out of bounds. And a huge pickup for Park Hills as he gets all the way to the other side of the field. And this is the first time Park Hills has been on their side of the field tonight.
Good job by Brody Cole. They're able to dodge 2 tackles by Drake Meyer and Max Krupe and able to pick up 30 yards on the play.
Yeah, a little over pursuit there.
Yeah, both of them were, maybe worried about tackling them too much instead of just getting them down.
So Pig in the shotgun gets the ball, throws quick out again to number 30 receiver, and again a missed tackle, but not before the other defensive player comes into play and knocks him down. And that looked like number 21 who made the initial hit. That would be Drake Meyer, is able to stop him from going anywhere. And that was Nick Fowler with the reception. And looks like they lost 2 yards.
Yeah.
2 split receivers to the left and right. Foster in the backfield with Pig. Pig in shotgun formation gets the ball. He looks to throw. And there's pursuit by Taylor underneath. He flushes out the quarterback, and he's got some room to roam. And he will pick up the first down. So looks like Paul Taylor breaking the backfield, pushes the quarterback over to the right side, and he's able to run and pick up the first down with nobody home. And that's another first down as Park Hill is starting to get something going here.
With a couple of first downs here on this drive. See if they can finally put some points up on the board.
Split receivers to both sides. Foster in the backfield with Pig, the quarterback. And he fumbles the snap and drops on it as he tries to run before he catches the ball. I think he saw open territory there. as that'll bring up a 2nd and long here. 2-yard loss on that play. And it seems like Park Hills is content with kind of a spread formation with one back in the backfield and running out of that. Quick throws over to the side as one receiver runs the defense off, the other one stays put. Foster back in the backfield again. Hasn't had much action tonight, or success anyway, and he's usually their offensive weapon. Pig takes the ball and holds on to it, tries to go outside. Paul Taylor's there to drive him back in. Great job on defense by Paul, and right into the arms of a couple of D-backs.
The Dragons do the rest of the work.
And it's 3rd and 13, 38 on the 38-yard line. And you got to give Paul a little credit. I mean, he's getting double teamed, and he's still penetrating into the backfield. So that's a lot to, I guess, push around down there on the field. And keep in mind, our defensive line got some pretty heavy hitters on there. So it's 3rd and 13 on the 38-yard line, 4:51. Pig looks to throw. He comes back and throws, and Drake Myers there, but he can't bring him down. And
still on his feet, but it's not going to be able to pick up the first down.
So great job on getting in the backfield by Drake Meyer. He just couldn't bring him down by himself, but he forces him back up in the middle where a number of defensive backs are there to tackle in tandem. And it's still a long 4th and 11.
11 more to go.
So St. Jim been pretty successful on 4th downs today. Has an opportunity to shut this one down and take possession of the ball. And they've been on the field longer than they have most of the game here.
Absolutely.
So, receiver in motion. Trips to the left. One receiver to the right. And a timeout is called. And that's a costly timeout. When you're down by 4 scores, you down 3 timeouts going into the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
But Park Hills didn't like what they saw, and this is a big down for them, and they need to convert. So the timeout is called by the Park Hills coach as they're going to think it over with 3:59 left to play in the 3rd. We'll be back in a moment. Hey, if you like our live broadcast, check out our website. Got a lot of other stuff on there. One-stop shop there for anybody who's interested in the athletic department. We got rosters, schedules, podcasts, blogs, social media sites. We got it all. So St. Gen lining up here. And looked like a timeout by the defense, as Coach Pope did not like what he saw in that matchup just then coming out of the timeout. And so he's going to kind of get their heads together and figure out what's going on here, as apparently Park Hills came out in a formation they were not matched up correctly in. So defensive coordinator Eric Krupe is down there working with Pope here to figure things out as he's talking to his players. And as he's probably directing traffic, he looks at his defensive end, Paul Taylor, and says, go sack him. As Park Hills comes out of the timeout, and so does the defense. 3:56 left to play here as 2 back-to-back timeouts have been called. And this is a paramount play here for Park Hills, who's down by 4 scores with the clock winding down in the 3rd quarter. They're down by 4 scores. They need to put something on the board. They've got quads over to the left, 4 receivers spread out. Foster in the backfield with Pig, nothing over to the right side. Receiver in motion. He goes back to throw. Pig is going to hold it, tuck it, and run, and he's tackled from behind. He didn't see that coming. And that was number 70.
It's like Jacob Warren or maybe
Jacob
Caden
Warren?
Manning.
Big play by number 72, Jacob Warren. as he caught him from behind.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a change of possession as St. Gen's offense takes over. And that's a huge stop by St. Gen defensively. So St. Gen comes out with a 2-receiver look to the right. Otten's over to the left. Shotgun formation as Ferrano's by himself back there. Grind in motion. He hands off. Oh, he tucks it and keeps it. And Ferrano's still on his feet. Powers for about 8 yards on that run as a fake handoff to Grind in motion as he tucks and runs. A little slow to get up there. And 3:34 left to play is undoubtedly Coach Pope looking for positive yardage on the ground, burn clock, and control things and, take the win. Same formation as last time. 2 split to the right, 1 to the left. Empty backfield. Grind in motion. This time he gives it to him, and he's going to follow his blockers out. Nice job. Oh, and it looks like there's going to be 2 flags there at the end, as I thought Cameron Vogt was doing a great job on the outside,
I did too.
and maybe that might be on him. I don't know.
And Justin Slinker doing a good job.
Yeah, but I think they're going to call another holding penalty against St. Gen, and that's going to bring him back. So this happened to him in their last possession, except it was a personal foul. Now you got a 10-yard holding penalty, and these are the kind of things that take away your momentum. So instead of 2nd and 3, looks like it's going to be 2nd down and 7 on the 40-yard line. St. Gen comes out with split receivers to the left, 1 to the right, empty backfield. Verano gets the ball. He's going to throw. He's looking for a receiver. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's still looking in. He throws almost an interception.
Oh, wow.
And there's another flag. So I'm not quite sure who that one was on. And might be defensive. Nope. So it's going to be a block in the back against St. Gen, an offensive foul, and they're going to push the sticks back even more. So back-to-back penalties by St. Gen. And normally, anytime you see a play develop and it lasts longer as the quarterback holds the ball longer, usually the offensive line is holding longer.
Right.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 22. So 22 yards till they can get a new set of downs. St. Gen's moving backwards here. They're on the 25-yard line. Both teams have 2 timeouts. And the clock starts again as St. Gen comes to the line quick. Tight formation. Ferrano under the center. Grind in motion. Ferrano comes out of it to throw. He's looking for a receiver anyway. He's got one, and he way overshoots him. And that was Owen Roth.
Yeah.
And Roth hobbling a little bit. I don't know what he did. It's almost like he planted his foot or something wrong as he's 1 foot off. And Roth is going to go to the bench. It's probably just he's having a tight pull right now on his hamstring. Charlie Horse is hurt, man.
Yeah.
So that's a 3rd and 17.
It didn't look like he landed wrong or.
No, I just think he's tightening up. So Schweigert's going to come out and take Roth's place here. With 2:39 left to play, 3rd and 17 on the 30-yard line. Ferrano in shotgun, looks to throw, penetration in the backfield. He throws it on the run, sort of out of bounds to Cameron Vogt.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're going to be satisfied enough to punt this one away.
Oh, good choice there by Luke.
Yeah.
No other option, really. It's been flushed out.
Yeah, when you're 3rd and deep,
Yeah.
defense knows what's going to happen. So it looks like they're going to put Foster, an elusive running back here offensively, and to return this ball as St. Gen lines up to do their punt formation. Ferrano usually gets the snap, drops back and punts it. And that's going to happen, and it almost goes over his head. Nice catch and stop by him. He kicks it to the left side of the field, and it's on the ground. And nice roll and nice pickup by Ottens there. So
not letting it roll.
Ferrano doing a great job keeping it away from the return man, who can be very dangerous in open space. And that's where they'll take over on the 25-yard line. So good job transferring the ball over there by Ferrano. Change of possession here as the Dragons defense comes out. And they're going to have to go to work again. Yeah, I'd be a little, frustrated if you're the other team right now. It seems like every time they get the ball offensively, they don't have good field position.
Yeah.
And they got to push down the field. And when they do get something going, it's like they've been stopped on the fourth down every time.
Yeah, even if that last drive they had a good drive going, picking up numerous first downs, but then can't execute at the end, and our defense gets another stop and a long pass here.
Yeah, by Pig.
Overthrown.
He takes a shotgun snap, just drops back, and it was just a fly pattern.
Yeah.
And it looked like Trollinger was on the defensive play there as he started to blow by him, but that pass was way out of reach here. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 on the 24-yard line with 2:19 left to play in the third quarter, as time is not the friend of the Park Hill Rebels. Split receivers to the left and right. Shotgun formation. Pig gets the snap and fakes it off and keeps it and runs up the middle and hits a wall and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Yeah. I don't know.
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
And looks like the Dragons have been doing a pretty good job containing the quarterback and keeping him honest tonight. He hasn't had much opportunity really to run in the backfield. So it's 3rd and 10 on the 24. Minute 53 as the clock continues to tick here. And the offense is not in any hurry, apparently, to get a play out. Double receivers to either side. Pig gets the ball. He's looking to throw. Taylor's in his face quick, and he has to get rid of it fast, and that disrupts the throw. And that'll bring up a 4th down. So great job by
once again,
All Taylor in the backfield, rushing the quarterback, forcing a pass. Undoubtedly would have been another sack. And it's 4th and 10. And the distance may be insurmountable.
Yeah, almost no choice but to punt here. I don't know what.
Yep. So you're down by 4. Minute 33, and he goes to punt. He gets it off. And this might be returnable. And Krupe catches the ball, goes to the outside backwards. He's still gonna break it. Gets maybe back to the original spot that he caught the ball on the 40-yard line. So a long run to nowhere.
Yeah.
And St. Gen's going to take over the ball on the 40-yard line with 1:22 left, and maybe they can get something going here. Last 2 possessions, St. Gen started to move the ball, and then penalties really killed them.
Yeah.
And this is what we've seen in times past. Little ticky-tacky things. So tight formation. Otten split to the right. Looks like Vogt in the backfield. Shotgun formation for Ferrano. And Vogt's going to take the ball and pick up about 3 yards on that. As Roth went into motion, he's back out, which is good to see.
Yeah, that's good to see.
So they must have massaged that Charlie horse out.
Looks like Schweigert will come in now for Cameron Vogt.
Vogt having a little helmet action. I guess his helmet came off, or
maybe a nosebleed. I don't know.
So Schweigert in the backfield.
Looking at his nose.
Schweigert's not looking exactly like his chipper self right now. You can definitely see he's in some pain.
Right.
So Otten spread to the right. Schweigert in the backfield here. Ferrano gets the snap, hands off to Grind. Grind following the blockers.
Yeah,
great blocking scheme, and he's going to pick up the first down and more as he makes it over to the 40-yard line of St. Gen. Great run by Grind. Good blocking by the offensive line there.
Nice navigating by Grind following those blockers.
And Cameron Vogt comes in for, looks like Schweigert, who's out again. And the clock's winding down with 13 seconds. They're going to have to get a play off here. They better line up fast. So St. Gen lines up. They got to get a play off here. And a quick pitch to Grind. Grind follows his blockers again, and he could go all the way. Grind's got no one to stop him with no backfield. And he'll take it 40 yards on the pitch. and hits pay dirt, and that may be the final nail in the coffin tonight for the Park Hills Rebels. 34-0. And boy, what a run by Grind. With just literally seconds left in the third quarter, St. Gen had to snap it or the clock would have ran out, and that would have been a 5-yard penalty. Grind takes it to the house. Ottens lines up for the extra point here. Snap is down. Kick is up. And the cherry on top as St. Gen goes up 35-0 to start the fourth quarter. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. And we'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to our sports broadcasting channel here. As St. Gen just coming off a score at the end of the third quarter to put them up 35-0 here against the visiting Park Hills Rebels. The Rebels being shellacked right now and they're probably in shock at what's going on here.
I know I would be.
Ottens going to kick the ball off here. Kicks it to about the 15. It's going to be brought out. Oh, and it's hit hard. Wow, what a hit by Owen Roth.
Yeah.
As Roth stops him in his tracks on the 25-yard line. So big hit by the junior. So if you're tuning in tonight, St. Gen's putting up numbers each quarter. As it was 28-0 going into the half, they scored their first score at the end of the third quarter for the second half to go up 35-0. And Park Hills will take over here with a split receiver to the right, empty backfield. And quarterback keeps it, throws it back to the other side. And it's intercepted by Trollinger, and he could go all the way. And this ball was in the backfield. It wasn't a forward pass, it didn't look like. And I bet you they're going to call pass interference on Trollinger. And that's exactly what they do, is Trollinger catches the ball and goes in, which is unusual because that ball's in the backfield he was throwing. It wasn't a forward pass, but looks like the penalty is going to be on St. Gen. So pass interference is the call here, and that's going to move the sticks. As they're saying, Trollinger made contact before the ball got there, and that caused the interception. And so now they're going to start at the 40-yard line. First down to start the fourth quarter. And there's a snap, and it looks like he's going to throw back again. Same play in the backfield. And Trollinger hits him out of bounds. And that'll be a first down.
Oh, what a sequence of events there.
No kidding. So the Rebels, sensing the clock is not their friend, pushing the ball here. Lines up with one receiver split to the right. In motion, Pig hands off to Foster. Foster looking to try and get somewhere. He's got some room to roam. It looked like he almost fumbled the ball.
Yeah, he did.
And the tackle will be by number 50, Sawyer Bowman. And Foster's down as he landed on his hand, it looks like, or his arm. And he gets up under his own power and stays on. I got a feeling the refs are going to make him go off. And he does. And that'll be a first down for Foster, probably his best run of the night. And he's replaced by number 13, Braden Patterson. The Pig out of the shotgun, the sophomore quarterback. Split receivers to the left, one to the right. And in motion, Pig keeps the ball and goes up the middle. He's hit, picks up about 4 yards or so. And Park Hill's in a kind of a hurry-up offense right now at this juncture.
Should be enough for a new set of downs, though, for the Rebels. They're on the 35-yard line.
Second and about 5 here, 35. Pig in the shotgun formation, split receivers out. He hands it to Foster, who just,
Yeah, that was just.
I don't even know.
It was in slow motion.
No kidding. I don't even know if he thought he was going to get the ball.
Yeah.
And that'll bring up a 3rd and about 5 as he made it back to the line of scrimmage. Well, if you like watching St. Genevieve football, next week should be a good game, or we're hoping it'll be a good game, as St. Gen will host the Valley Warriors as they come into St. Gen Stadium, or whatever you call it. And it should be a fun matchup. Crosstown rivalries. Pass out to the side there.
Myers.
Caught and hit and dragged down by Grind. And looks like he's going to move the sticks, as that's going to be a first down. If you decide to come to the game, we'd love to have you here. It doesn't matter what side you sit on. But if you also like to eat, you can go over to the Oars. They'll be showing the game live for pregame and post. And St. Gen having trouble calling in as Ferrano was sitting on the sideline, and there's a timeout called. And that's going to go to St. Gen as they were out of position, and that'll be their second timeout as they call a timeout. But next week, on Friday, Ciro's is obviously open and ready for business, and it wants you to come there and enjoy the game as they're opening up the Oris for all locals and out of town. If you want to go, they'll have it on the big screen. So drop on in.
Yeah, make sure you go check them out if you want to grab a drink or some food before the game.
Absolutely. They'd be happy to serve you. So St. Gen defense comes out of their timeout here. Park Hill's dialed in a play. It's 1st and 10 on the 29 with 8:36 left to play. Split receivers on both sides. Foster in the backfield with Pig. Shotgun formation. Pig gets a snap here and keeps the ball, tries to go up the middle, and he's hit. Maybe picks up a yard or so. And again, that just hasn't been their bread and butter tonight.
Yeah.
So about to pick up a 2 yards there. That'll bring up a 2nd and 8. 8:14 left to play as the clock continues to wind. They keep the ball on the ground. The clock continues to move. Not much of a sense of urgency here from Park Hills. And you got to think that maybe St. Gen is kind of taking the wind out of their sails at this juncture. Handoff directly to Foster, who's hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
and
Jacob
another
Warren
flag.
All over that. Looks like one of the St. Gen players are down.
And let's see what this call is going to be. St. Gen
look
rotating people out here.
Like Jacob Warren got into a little.
Got a little twisted on the bottom of that pile.
Yeah.
So it appears that this call is going to go against St. Gen here. Personal foul against St. Gen. And that's going to get him another first down.
Well, moving the sticks one way or another.
So Park Hill's manufacturing some first downs on this drive. Regardless of how they get them, it's 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. 7:49 left to play. And that's about the 3rd or 4th penalty call. That's a personal foul against St. Gen tonight.
Yeah, it is.
Shotgun formation, double backfield. And there's going to be some movement up front.
Yep.
That's going to be a penalty against Park Hills, and that's going to move the ball back 5 yards. And sloppy play right now going on between both teams.
Maybe some extra conditioning on Monday now.
No kidding. So the temperature's definitely dropped. It's in the 60s at this juncture, so it's nice and cool out. First and 15 on the 17-yard line. Big gets the ball, hands off to Foster. He's hit immediately, and
Maybe even brought back a little bit.
yeah. Well, actually, that was number 18, Chad Crosby. He's usually the tight end or listed as a tight end.
And that'll bring up 2nd and 15 for the Rebels. As the clock continues to wind down, almost at the,
So it looks like
the 7-minute mark now.
Foster's out of the game right now, and they're going with a couple of new ones. Oh, and a bad snap underneath, another low one. And
Nowhere to go.
yeah, number 13, Patterson's able to pick it up. He was going to try and run with it, but he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. And that is not the first time we've seen a snap like that tonight. So 3rd and 21 on the 23-yard line. And once again, Park Hill's going backwards. So Park Hill's taking plenty of time here to call play. As now number 13, Patterson, is the quarterback, and he replaces Pig. Patterson gets the snap. He looks to throw, and he's flushed out of the pocket. He steps up and throws and is hit right when he throws. And the play was continued, but it was caught. And great play by Park Hills as he was contested by, looks like Mason Trollinger in the backfield.
Yeah.
And that could have gone either way. So good hands there and good catch by the Park Hills receiver as he brings it down in the end zone. And Park Hills finally scores.
Yeah, I think it was Nick Fuller with the grab there for the Rebels. Finally able to put up some points.
Park Hills taking their time here to kick the extra point.
What'd they do, forget their kicker?
The kicker forgot I guess, what they put the ball on. So that's Devin Graff. He kicks it. It's through the uprights. That'll be good. And Park Hills puts one on the board there and adds an extra point. And right now it's 35-7 with 5:53 left to play. Park Hills finally scores in the fourth quarter, and St. Gen will get the ball back. We'll be back in a moment. So both teams come out here. St. Gen sets up to receive. It's 5:53 left to play. St. Gen up ahead, 35-7. 4 scores away from winning this game right now. As Park Hill's looking at possibly onside kick, but they decide to go deep. And Ottens is going to catch the ball and cleanly and come up the middle. He's hit it and driven back. He might have made it maybe close to the 30-yard line before he's mauled by a pack of Rebels. And St. Gen will take over around the 29-yard line. So you can sense right now at this stage of the game, I mean, it seems like both teams are kind of tired and, they're just going through the motions a little bit. Kind of sloppy play with penalties on both sides. Otten spread out to the left. Ferrano in the backfield. Grind in motion. And he hands it to
Roth.
who's hit immediately and probably loses a yard or two. As the Rebels were not fooled by that play. Play called in here. As Eli Bennett in motion on the outside here. And they give him the ball. It's a reverse to Grind. Grind could throw or run. He's going to run. He's got blockers downfield, and that'll be a first down on a reverse play here by St. Gen. As the ball was initially given to Eli Bennett on the move, who was a receiver on the outside on the right side of the field. And he quick pitches out to Grind. And looks like Slinkard on the right, Bennett on the left. Vogt in the backfield here. Ferrano in shotgun formation. And Roth in motion. Gives it to Vogt, who powers up ahead and picks up about 5 before his helmet goes flying. He's having some problems keeping that helmet on tonight, isn't he? He's already come off once with that. And that'll bring out.
It might be a short thing. I don't know.
I don't know either. So Schwaggart replaces Vogt here for this play. And Schwaggart and Bennett wide to the left. Empty backfield for Ferrano, who's letting the clock run and do its magic here. He'll get the hike off here when they take it down to about 1 second. Slinkard off to the right. Roth in motion. He gets the ball. And he weaves his way forward, and that's going to get him a first down. So nice job by Owen Roth, who continues to run hard every possession. And he doesn't look like he's lost any gas.
No, it doesn't at all, and he's sticking the way he knows best.
So it's 1st and 10, 4:15 as the clock runs. Dragons have the ball on the 47-yard line. Truly a possession offensive series here for them. Schwaggart in the backfield here. Ferrano in shotgun formation. Bennett wide to the left. And looks like a timeout is taken by Pope at the last second. He didn't like what he saw. And that'll be St. Gen's last timeout. And we'll go to a commercial. We'll be back.
It takes a community to build a great team, and that's why we are so proud to partner with Ciro's Family Restaurant, a downtown tradition for over 30 years. Ciro's is the perfect place to celebrate a win or just grab a great meal. From their famous pizzas to fantastic pasta and savory sandwiches, they've got all the fuel you need to get loud for the Dragons. Dine in, outdoor seating, or curbside pickup, however you want it. Ciro's delivers. Ciro's Family Restaurant, our sponsor and your spot for great food. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus. It takes a
All right, so we're out of the timeout here. St. Gen lines up. Bennett spread to the left here. Vogt in the backfield. Ferrano shotgun formation. And Ferrano keeps the ball, pitches it out to Vogt, who takes it up a few. And he's going to get about 4 or 5 yards out of that play. So they pick up about 6 yards on the play, so that'll be 2nd and 4 on the 41-yard line as the clock continues to wind. 3:49 left to play, and St. Gen's got this one well in hand. Tight formation, Ferrano in the backfield. He gets the snap, throws it to Roth. Roth weaves and dodges, still on his feet, finds the first down.
Yeah.
And the Sticks will move for another set of series here as St. Gen slowly but methodically pushing down the field, keeping the ball on the ground. I don't see them to pass anymore tonight.
Well, even when they have passed, they've been doing a really good job at that too. So all around, just very good job on offense.
Dragons have the ball on the 33-yard line with a commanding lead, up by 4 scores. Vote in the backfield with Ferrano. Shotgun formation, split receivers out. Ferrano watching the clock, and that's got to be an absolute pain if you're the quarterback having to wait for this to knock down. Roth in motion, gives it to Vote. Vote goes the other side. He's going to pick up about 4 yards or so as they keep the sticks pushing forward. So it's 2nd and 8. 2:50 left to go as the clock continues to wind. Overall, not a bad job for the Dragons in their second home game. Going into next week, a lot of momentum here as they'll probably finish out this game with a win, and that'll put them at 5-0 with no losses this year. And they go up against a very tough Valley team who is in the same boat. I haven't seen the score of their game tonight, but there's probably good odds that they won. And it'll be a battle of attrition next week going into the game. And St. Gen will get to see what they're kind of made of here going against an elite team.
Right, yeah. Should be a fun one.
Yeah.
Game everybody is always looking forward to. So
I always like them when they're close.
Yeah.
You know,
and I'm sure that Schweiger not playing tonight definitely had
an impact on that. He's wanting to heal. I agree.
Especially for, that game next Friday. So.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely going to need him to hopefully be 100%.
And I can't imagine them having Ferrano run the ball anymore tonight. But, there's bad snap. And Ferrano just falls on it.
Yeah.
And the clock continues to wind. 1:33 left. That was a 3rd and 2. And now it's going to be a 4th and long as St. Gen now is going to have to dial up something on the ground probably one more time. Or do you think they'll throw it?
I think they'll just stick to the ground. Just almost 1 minute remaining here. So,
yeah, barring an unbelievable run here from the 35-yard line into the end zone, St. Gen will have one more play offensively, and they may be content to just let the clock go all the way down and kick the ball. And that's what they'll do. They'll take the penalty for 5 yards, and then they'll get the ball and possibly kick it. So the score right now, 35-7. St. Gen going to walk away with a win on this one tonight. Ferrano's in shotgun formation. We'll see if he drops back. And he does. He gets the snap, little kick, and good squib. And looks like Foster's going to take the ball as he runs up the sideline. Pushed out of bounds at about the 28-yard line, and that's going to leave about 42 seconds left here of game time. So definitely an interesting game. Not what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a little more competitive on the front side, but St. Gen came out swinging and
stayed swinging.
Yeah, they stayed swinging. Defense did pretty well tonight. Almost pushed a shutout. It was one of their better defensive games, only allowing 7 points unless something barring a long bomb here or total defensive meltdown on this possession. As Park Hill comes out with split receivers. Pig gets the ball and hands off. Or I should say that's Braden Patterson.
Another flag, so.
And things continue to be sloppy here in the fourth quarter. So with 35 seconds here, Park Hills was content to just let the clock run out on the ground and we're causing penalties here. So another penalty on St. Gen. Looks like it was holding on the offense. So ball's going to go back against Park Hills, 10 yards. Kyler, any plans for the weekend?
Not much. Just working tomorrow. I mean, that's really it.
The life of a student, right?
Yeah.
You go to school, and then you got to work on the weekends or after school.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe see what buddies are doing. Maybe play a little basketball over the weekend for sure, probably.
Yeah.
But depending on what it's like outside, might play outside, might not.
Nice tackle by number 16, Brody Walk, on that play for St. Gen. And that's going to end the game with 12 seconds. They're going to let the clock run out, and the final score is going to be 35-7 here, as St. Gen walks away with their 5th win of the season as they go to 5-0. Park Hills goes to 3-2, and St. Gen fans are happy, as I'm sure the players are. Big conference win tonight.
Yeah,
so they're
absolutely.
2-0 right now in the conference against Potosi and Park Hills as they go to battle the visiting Valley Warriors next week. Tune in for that game. Hopefully it'll be a good one.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
So you've been watching SGHS Sports Stream, home of the Dragons. For replays, podcasts, blogs, and up-to-date sports coverage, visit the sgdragons.org and click on the Sports Stream icon on the right side of the high school page. Stay connected with us on social media. And thank you for supporting Dragon Athletics. And that's going to be a wrap for us tonight. Kyler, thanks for showing up and helping me out. And for those watching, tune in next week or go to the Oris and enjoy watching on the big screen. We invite you, and we enjoy you having